Yeah, that's me. Just south of the road. Out the field.
Okay,
Ready?
how about
All right, let's start with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we get to start with the initial vote for.
No, we got.
Oh, you gotta do your roll call.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah, it's roll
that's
call.
too fast.
Morgan is here. Dan's here, Kurt's here. Tyler's not, RJ's not. No, I'm here. Yes, we got Bill. And we got John. And, Mark, yeah. And we got Roger.
Miss Caroline.
And Caroline.
Miss newlywed Caroline.
Really? Oh, congratulations.
Stupid move.
Good. Okay. Minutes. Did I give you guys a copy of the minutes last time?
I got one right here in front of me.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys good with the minutes?
Right to me.
I can't remember anything being.
Yeah.
What, Kirk made the motion?
Yeah.
You seconded it?
Second.
Dan? Okay.
All in favor? Yes.
Uh,
Not too many of us voting.
Okay. So now we're ready to go on the Carruthers Drain.
Here's a common copy for all files.
Oh, okay, thank you.
You don't need them on this.
Okay.
For the board.
So, what's the Carruthers Drain? Yes, Carruthers Drain. We have 14 drains that we found that started this project. We've got, one turned out to be a mutual drain, and now we have, the Carruthers Drain to consider vacating. This is one of the watersheds that we had, I think Roger did for us. Back in April, I sent out just a feely letter to see who all, if there's anybody who was really interested in not vacating the drains. As you can well imagine, since Dick Chris owns 99.5% of it, and he didn't want it. And also because that old drain has been tiled over, under, and through many times. The recommendation to the board is to vacate that drain. You have to vote on it. Once that happens, then I have to mail out registered letters to each landowner, for each parcel, not landowner, parcel. Tell them of your intent to vacate it and give them at least 30 days to provide written objection. If they don't, then when we meet this fall, unless we try to squeeze one in before harvest starts, you'll have to vote on it again, and that's the resolution that you'll all sign if you continue to vacate it. That's what will be recorded with all the appropriate documentation.
Sounds good.
Your initial letter you sent, have you heard any back from anybody?
Yes, right here, I sent, this initial sample mailed out to owners, that was just Superior Farms, that's Dick Chris, everybody knows.
Oh, okay.
And then here's all the cards that we got
I didn't
back.
see any yeses, that's what I just went through, I didn't see anybody say yes, they want to keep it.
Okay.
There was not one. I did get a call from a lady over at Kokomo. She's been selling a farm to Dennis Hughes on contract. As far as I know, they're still going through that process, even though Dennis's health has taken a turn for the worse. But she said she would just defer to whatever Dennis wanted, and Dennis sent back up.
So I saw him sign on the
Yeah.
back here, said,
Yeah, so that's up to you folks.
I make the motion, we vacate the,
Okay, wait, let me get my notes. Here.
Second that.
there you go. All in favor?
alright,
Aye. Opposed? If no one's up.
Okay, good. First was Dan. Who seconded?
Kurt,
Kurt,
all we got, ain't it?
and it passed
Yep.
unanimously.
Yep.
Okay, so my next step will then be mail out this legal letter back here to back, that meets all the state statute requirements, and give them an opportunity. If someone would oppose it, we do have to hold a public hearing.
Yeah.
Give them a chance to voice their concerns.
That's fine.
All right, so that takes care of that one. Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, the next one is the. Oh, okay, the next one is the, Thompson regulated drain. For you guys, Dana, this is the one that starts there at Kevin Bishop's house, kind of across the road, runs down the railroad track, ankles off to the west and crosses the state line. It's all open ditch up, pretty much. Now, I have a confession to make. Assuming that no one in their right mind would want to continue with that ditch, I just wrote the landowners of which the ditch crossed. And wouldn't you know it, two of the landowners want us to maintain it and start the assessments.
Yeah, I saw a couple of yeses.
So then I thought, well, now I better make things legal. I had Roger, Bill and Caroline,
Thank you.
redo the watershed. You can vote to vacate, or you can vote to reestablish. Either way you want to, go ahead and do that tonight. All that does is change which letter I send to landowners. If you vote to vacate, go ahead and vacate it. I'm 99.5% sure we will end up doing. Then I'll just send them the vacation letter and then give them an opportunity to submit in writing to the board that they want a hearing on that. It just,
you know where, on your map here, where it is that the people are that said yes, where they're at? Are they at the bottom of it, or are they at the top of it?
Kurt, you know, probably
I was
better.
letting him sort
It's
it
the
out.
two ladies. Wait a minute, I'll go with this one. It's,
I know where it's at, but I'm not a frequent flyer.
It would be.
Joel Cheatham
And it's all open ditch, there's no
Yeah.
broken in at all.
and Beth Cheatham. Oh, Beth Cheatham.
Which I believe it's this here. So this is,
Does Joseph Park run into that? Is that what it is? Is that like-
No,
Oh, yeah, his,
that's north of,
This here would be Max. Hendricks. No.
So would they be in Illinois or Indiana?
Really?
well, their address, can be in Illinois, but the property is in Indiana.
Okay.
That's a Cheatham.
oh, okay, I was,
And that's a Cheatham.
gotcha, there was one. Gotcha.
Which I'm not 100% sure. I know that piece is.
So it's in the middle of the drain, you're telling me?
Yeah. I think Milligan's on the top end of it, isn't he? Top east side.
Yeah, part of it.
But those are the only ones, you can see, those are all the cards I got out, all the ones I mailed out, so.
That's what I want.
Where's the ditch at? Do you know where it is?
It runs right along that railroad track.
I know, I don't see the railroad as well.
Can you see it?
Is the railroad track pretty much straight up and down?
Yes, runs north and south.
And then through here is the railroad track?
That's right. Thank.
You want me, I can read you off the names of the people that'll get a letter.
Okay, yes, that's the old railroad, yeah.
And
what
then
you
this
saw.
is the ditch and then it goes over here, over into Illinois?
It crosses over into Illinois, yeah.
Yeah.
So the American Land Holdings, I'm not sure who that is. Oh, that's the railroad. Then Ingram's, 1, 2, 3, 4, Redmonds, Hendricks, more Redmonds, Hess's, more Redmonds.
You sent these cards out to everybody? and you-
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I just assumed nobody wanted it, so I
Oh.
just sent it to the,
If it's
People
Ingram,
adjoining the ditch.
yeah, my curiosity was, I don't see anything Ingram has its title, I just wanna know which way it went.
I think it went to Quaker.
I think it did too, I'm just curious.
So that'd be
Pritchard's.
back this way.
Yeah, cause
Milligan's.
Ingram's are, first they are, which I knew they did, and they can take a lot of it that
Up
way.
that way.
Yes, sir.
Bunch more Milligans, bunch more Hesses, bunch more Pritchards.
No. See, all this in here goes that way.
Okay.
I don't know where the break is exactly, but I know this 40 right here comes across the road to where I farm
Okay,
and goes on
okay,
and goes that way.
alright.
So somewhere this has gotta,
And this blue one is the one they
That's
just,
the actual watershed I had them draw up after I realized, hey, we do have some people who sent back cards that said, yeah, they don't know that they want us to vacate it. So now we got, trying to save a few bucks, but I was trying.
Yeah,
Bit me in the rear end.
because I guess is there'd be a lot of variances in this one, if
Yeah.
we ever established.
which is amazing.
Pretty similar.
it doesn't go as far north as the one, the red one does.
Makes sense, that's why,
It
Yeah,
stops
it goes the
about,
other
it
way.
stops about right in here.
yeah. I thought most of it went that other way.
All I need is some direction on you guys what you want me to do.
Yeah, I wish more of them were here to. Always easier if they just take it back,
And
but if there's a whole shitload of them together and it's open ditch, then that also gets buried. One thing like.
I would have
that
been
one we
willing to
vacated-
bet 90% of them would want to take care of themselves and not be, have any additional assessment. But that's what I thought when I got bit, so.
Yeah. It's like that one that we vacated and, you know, all the whole open ditch is on us, that's one thing, is we can do it and get it with the neighbors easy. Multiples aren't the same owner.
Or I guess there's a third option, I could write them a formal letter and, I could just write a letter so that you consider it vacated, and if you don't want it, then
Can we invite them to the next drainage board
they
meeting
make it come to the.
and then come to the meeting and
If there's any
fill out a
opposition,
variance
can
if they
come.
don't want us to vacate it?
Yeah. Either way it goes, I still have to send out a registered
Yeah.
letter to them. You have to have a registered official, and that's right in the law. Can't,
Kinda
Even if we
like Brent,
vacate
I
it,
mean,
we
this-
still have to give them 30
you
days
just have to give them 30 days,
and an opportunity to come in to meet with us.
right, no matter what.
There's quite a few more people on this list.
Yeah, than I sent, yes,
So I'd say we need to get a little more info here before.
okay.
Vacate it, yeah.
And
Now,
that's,
so, you wanna hold off on the formal legal step and just let me send them a letter, say, hey, look,
I think we're gonna have to.
I would prefer that. If that's
and
an
then,
option.
then we can go from there?
Yeah, I just think
Okay.
there's that much open ditch and that make a
Okay.
difference. I don't
You
want to
send,
just say.
I'm gonna put informal letter, informal inquisition letter to landowners. Okay,
Pretty easy when there's one or two farms.
yeah, that, I just,
Yeah.
I made that assumption.
Yeah, like I said, if the whole ditch was on.
My fault.
And then
I
you
take
got
responsibility for it.
like that one on us, yeah, that's easy, but
Okay,
we got multiples and then we're not sure which way everybody,
okay.
there's a lot of resistant pipe around there too, so.
Next thing, I did not print off any more copies of Rogers Engineering report because it's about 6,000 pages.
I got your report.
Right, but we have to make a decision, which direction we want to go. Roger presented us two different plans here. You'll have to decide which one you would like to pursue. Or if you have any questions for Roger or Caroline about this or that or the other, or now's the time to get them out, get the questions out, and get work through it. Once we make that determination, or if we make that determination tonight, then,
You know approximately estimated how much cover?
That's gonna be my first question.
Well, on the pipes,
Did you
Yeah.
gain any outlet coverage?
we dug out a lot of the pipes in the field and they range anywhere from 3 to 5 feet.
But your design, how much cover? I didn't
We
do
It's in that elevation.
maintain that same cover,
3 to 4,
yeah, 3 to 5.
3 to 5 feet.
Yeah, even on the big
42
pipes.
inch pipe.
Yeah, even on the big pipes, yeah.
That's good.
We get there.
That's fantastic.
We, the reason we were able to do that, if you look on your map, at the tail end where the red line is, that red line is what's existing, we've rerouted it around and got further down the stream, so we're able to get it deeper. Awesome. And that worked pretty well. We drug it all back at minimum slopes and we were able to extend beyond 1450 and go all the way to that ponded area to the north, so that helped quite a bit. Now, obviously, it's gonna add to the cost of the project, but at least it's an option for you guys to consider expanding.
Yeah.
more to that.
the complete elevations in that report that I emailed you guys. The whole length of it.
We have pretty good cover, and we maintain the inverts of the pipes, that way if there's any laterals coming in, we can tap right back in. That was the biggest thing, I didn't wanna go higher than what we had, so I don't miss any laterals,
Yeah.
so we were in good shape.
Don't wanna do that.
That much cover, I don't believe there'd be any problem with loaded semi damaging the
No.
double low pipe.
No, the crossings of, the road crossings and the lane crossings, there's a couple of grass lane crossings. I definitely recommend we keep those as concrete,
Okay.
but the option to move to dual wall is definitely, or it will save you dollars.
That one lane is technically a county road.
Yeah, I know that. It's
Yeah,
platted. It's
we're
platted.
looking through
It hasn't been used and
Yeah,
got trees growing up in it, but
yeah,
it's
it's
technically.
platted, you're absolutely correct, it just was never extended.
So the concrete is stronger than dual wall, is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah, for loading, yeah.
What's your thought about like rock backfilling those crossings, 100% rock backfills instead of, spoil backfill?
That would help, that may allow us to use dual wall under the crossing if we do engineered fill.
Yeah.
That may be an option. Yeah, the rest of the pipe, currently, 100 years ago, whenever they put it in, they meted it, was on grade. And I maintained that just for the sake of cost. We backfill with stone all over, we're gonna increase the cost tremendously. I felt that with it being 3 to 5 feet deep, have a good bed, a compacted bed, we could set it on. But on the road, that's definitely an option if you want to go through the wall. Now, we do have 2 road crossings and 2 lanes. The cost between concrete and Z is not huge, just for those crossings. But if we want to maintain continuity, we can do that with this here. It may end up being close to a wash a little bit cheaper by doing it.
And then I guess another question I had, sorry, I'm a little late to meetings, but, so I'm a contractor as well, but I am a landowner in this district. But, you've had a 42-inch down here. There's not very many machines that can install a 42-inch.
That has to be open.
But if you have you go to a 36, we have the capability of machine installing, which means we can, give a radius bottom. We can get a lot better support on the pipe. We actually can rock backfill a 36-inch just up to like spring line. The thought is, if you looked at it, could we possibly parallel the existing pipes down here with 2 pipes? A 36 and a 30 would replace the 42, and then, possibly, with cost very similar versus, open cutting, 100%, rock backfill, under digging. I mean, because that's a lot of 32-inch pipe or 42-inch pipe. So just thinking out loud, if you could possibly install with a 36-inch with a wheel machine, there might be significant cost savings, time, and I don't know. Just wanted to.
No, you're spot on. The last board meeting we had, we discussed that. We discussed the split, and I think we all came in favor of let's not try to split it, because if it's not constructed spot on, one of them is going to take more water than the other. That one is going to start silting and filling in.
Gotcha.
And you have one there, 36 that's running.
Gotcha.
I think that was the thought there.
Okay.
But you're absolutely correct. I mean, if you were able to put them where the split is even, and they both run at the same time and one doesn't sit in, that's an option. It would be hard.
I'm just saying from an installation standpoint, I guess also.
Especially with machine installation. I mean, I know they're GPS run and they're
Yeah.
spot on, but having 2 pipes at the same elevation for that run make that harder. But it is an option. It's still an option for the board to consider.
I don't know, I've got more confidence in the machine, digging it in by hand.
I'm a GPS Navy all the way, so. I trust that thing all day long. So.
GPS people do.
I know
Everything
once
we
you
do
get it
is
set,
GPS.
it's hard to screw it. The only tile I've ever fixed was shit I dug in, so.
I mean, that's.
I mean, just looking at it from a contractor standpoint, I'm like, oh, you're talking about hoeing in,
Yeah.
several thousand feet of 42-inch, and it's like, I mean, I'm not saying it can't be done, and it can't be done right, but I mean,
But it's just, it's tough to get that bedded in the way.
and there's not a lot of machines that can install 36-inch, but there are machines that can.
I mean, from an engineering perspective, if we do 2 36-inch, I think we should be fine. It's just a decision that you guys will have to say. This is modeled for 42, we know it works. I think a 236 will be fine. That's just a decision that you guys make later on.
I know I stated in the last meeting, I'm not a fan of dual pipes, just for various reasons.
I remember having that conversation. We talked about it for a while.
I've put in a pipe for 35 years, so, as the owner, and I just know we've always had problems with maintenance problems 10, 15 years down the road with dual pipes. And my preference is we put this in, we spend the money, we don't have any problems 10, 15 years down the road.
The other side of the coin is you're saving $180,000. No, it would be less than that. If you replace the 42 by 36, it will be 180, but since you're doubling the 36, you're gonna be saving $40,000.
Is that $40,000 worth of 10 years down the road?
It's not if one of them fails.
On a $3 million project, $40,000 becomes nitpicking.
No, that's right.
Would you just, if you did run a drill, would you just connect those with a big Y? Is that how you would bring those?
Yeah, or like a
together?
junction box,
Yeah.
distribution box, something like that, where you
That's
come
what I
out,
figured.
one coming in and then
Uh-huh.
split, we've done before, but, and then, I don't know, are you planning on doing like exploratory trenching on the opposite side of the pipe? I mean, the new pipe's going in off to one side probably of the existing pipe, just to, you're trenching on top of it, fine.
Yes.
Then would you be exploratory trenching on the other side, to see if there's any pipe coming in from that area? Say you're on the west side, you're gonna be on the east side doing like an exploratory trench?
Well, our proposal is to crush the existing pipe in place.
Yes.
So when we crush it, we should be able to identify where those laterals come in. We're not just gonna leave a cavity sitting in the ground where we have some holes and
Sure.
problems in the future. So we crush that pipe, anything coming into it should be identified.
So you're actually digging that with a hoe,
Right.
crushing it, and then backfilling it?
I know I've got east and west lateral.
So to your point, I mean, I understand what you're saying about the dual pipes, but the dual pipe does allow, then you're not missing anything coming in from either side, but, and then you can just,
On that 6,000 feet,
yeah, and then you could run a plow down, you could run a tile plow down and rip the old tile up, basically, instead of having to excavate it.
Well, still though, once you're out of the 6,000 feet for the 42 inches, you still have to
It's just gotta
identify
be-
the rest of them where
Yeah.
the ties come in.
Exactly,
So run a plow and just rip it, we're gonna rip the laterals coming in.
correct.
You're really reconstructing what they did 100 years ago. We did encounter a few sinkholes. We had one big break that Ron said we need to fix this, so we put a steel casing on it and covered it up for the farmer. Other than that, everything went pretty
But
smooth.
Martin still didn't fix theirs, but they have no place to go. That water's got no place to go.
Oh, the whole thing.
Just so you guys know, the discharge end of where that is now, is up there along the gravel road at the top of the Matthews property.
Yeah.
And, I don't know if it's in there or not, Robert included that in there, but there is, we did reroute that down, basically, to the fence line between Matthews and his neighbor to the south. And I did have, Ethan go ahead and draw up a draft memorandum of understanding regarding the drainage easement. So basically it says that Hicks and Matthews agrees to swap properties with us. That's the bottom line. And verbally, they both committed to it. And in return, we agreed to vacate the ditch and the creek on all of their, up along the gravel road. They get that, and then we get permission to go ahead down to Randy's field. Really, it's all Randy's field till you get to Matthews. So we do have that in place, or ready to go, if that's where you decide you want to go.
Who's doing that right away or that easement acquisition? Would that be the drainage board attorney?
Yeah, Ethan. Yeah, Ethan Meyer. No, his office is up there on the north side of the square.
Now, as with a lot of the old legal drains, there's no survey description for the easements. They just default to the state required 75 feet on both sides of the tile. And to the best of our knowledge and digging the field, we find where the tile is. So it's a generic, hey, 75 feet on both sides of the tile. Now, most farmers are gonna come in and farm right on top of it, and it's not a big deal, but if you need to go do any repairs, you're entitled to fortunately destroy the crops to get that easement.
Which is the same thing he would do if he had to.
Correct.
Yeah, you don't want those lasting very long. Man, there was one north of Georgetown, the other, it was somewhere between 30 and 36. I don't know. It's 22 on me. By the time it ends at 36, and I was driving by one day, and man, that thing started one day, and the next day you could have lost an entire car in that sucker.
Yeah.
Whole car. It was huge.
Yeah, that hole we found was sizable. And how many loads of dirt do you have, like 2 or 3 to fill it in?
Yeah, I think we had 3 truckloads.
That one
Sounds about
south,
right.
1,300 or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a big hole. But once this is reconstructed,
Yeah, I
once
think so.
the tile is shot, when we have as-built on it, we can easily offset that by 75 on each side, and then you know exactly where your easement is. I've never had
So
issues.
do you guys wanna go ahead and choose between these 2 plans? Do you wanna modify it to a dual, as Mark was saying on the discharge end? Because then we probably, if you want to, we could go ahead and talk about financing first, and then come back to this. What's your preference? From my perspective, moving forward, it'd be a whole lot easier to know
Yeah.
what you want to do.
Yeah,
But
I think moving forward is a great idea. I'm also not.
it depends on where
I
the
want to do
money's
the
coming
best tile
from.
project possible. I've never seen a tile project be done too well. That's all I'm gonna say. I've underdone them in the past, and I've never overdone a project. So,
I know one thing,
Dad got his privileges taken away.
in the last month, you can drive around and pick out the patterned tile fields.
You bet you
pretty easy
can.
This year.
Even the non-tile, just any tile
mean,
around.
If this isn't the year to convince people what tile does, it
Yeah,
won't happen.
I tried to get the council, some of the council members to drive up 63 the other day.
I'll just take pictures for them. It looks like ponds out there.
yeah,
There's most several acres.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even go to Roseburg.
As many as 3 times, and they're still going.
It's good for duck hunting, but not for farming.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on concrete? And
We've put in a lot of dual wall tile and had really good success with it. I think it's only as good as the installation job. I mean, I personally like rock backfill and big dual wall. Anything above 24, actually anything above 21, we rock backfill. That's just our personal thing. Yeah, I mean, we put in a lot of 18 but not rock backfill. We can do that, but I think if it's installed correctly, I think I know you've got N12 in your specs. Maybe the supplier we use, maybe you could modify that to N12 or equivalent. Some stuff like that wouldn't lock you into a certain brand of tile.
Yeah, we do that a lot.
But,
We do the equivalent, so we're not calling out a specific vendor or something.
I believe in 100% virgin resin. That's what we install. That's what I just believe in it. But like he said, you can have some really good concrete. The old concrete we dig up, there's some concrete mains that are awesome. They're bigger, longer concrete and really good. And there's some that you barely touch and they just disintegrate. New concrete tile is going to be good. I mean, there's no question. Is it worth the additional cost? I think personally as a contractor, I think if you do dual wall and you install it correctly, that's why you've got engineers that you're paying them to oversee the project. I think the dual wall is the way to go, especially, maybe you still go with the 42 and you have to hoe that in. But then the rest of this that could be machine installed, to me, I think it's the way to go.
In my mind it is, but
I do agree with him. The design plans were always based on concrete, that's why you don't see any backfill, but if you do switch to the HDPE, I definitely would agree with his statement that we probably should rock backfill, or at least create.
At least
the
a spring
saddle,
line, maybe,
saddle,
yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, with the radius buckets, you can get a good, cope with the pipe. I mean, I'm,
My only concern on the HDPE is that it can be squashed during backfill. It can deform. It can, you can get high points in it easier. Concrete, usually you don't have that problem.
It does have a little bit more play than concrete. Squashing it, I'm not too concerned about that because these guys know what they're doing. And, you know, if,
I've had a lot of it that I've had to put in and take out because it was damaged during backfill.
during back.
I mean, it's probably the biggest chance of an issue. I mean, no question, is that
Well,
initial.
was
You know,
it dug
we
in?
require
backfill?
that you have to have,
Machine.
you know, take a mandrel testing of all plastic pipe.
Yeah.
So
And you could do that, absolutely.
that's a lot of
Is that-
mandrel testing.
And then when you get, when you get into like, depends on the cut of the pipe. I mean, when you're talking about taking off overburden and then replacing, I mean, the good thing about a machine install is that now you've got some spoil that, you're not pulling in these huge chunks of dirt that are getting dug with an excavator. But there's a risk. I mean,
Is that something you can write into the bid package, some of these requirements, some of these,
so a few of the jobs that we've done, they've actually,
I don't know, I'm asking you.
we installed,
Indiana specs require that plastic pipe be mandrel tested.
There you go.
What's that mean, Dan?
Mandrel testing, it's a steel blades, and it's like a hot dog you're shoving through the pipe. It's about a half an inch smaller than the diameter of the pipe. And you just tie a string on one end, string to the other end, and you just pull it through. And if it gets caught someplace,
You got a problem.
there's a problem.
We can also, because it's new piping, we can send cameras through it, check all the seams, make sure everything looks good. There's no-
Cameras,
Yeah.
but they can only run about 500 feet. Most
Yeah,
camera setups about 500 feet.
Yeah, our camera runs 500 feet.
Yeah.
So while installing, every 500 feet, we can run and make sure that everything looks good. That's an option.
So what they talked about, this is, you can write up a bid package and make it make sense to whomever.
But you have to realize the more complicated in specs, the higher the cost. What you're doing in most specs, you're transferring risk from the owner to the contractor.
Right.
And the contractor has to cover those
That's his
risks
insurance.
in his bid.
I mean, you can also put in with like that's what I was saying, some of these projects, you can determine if you wanted machine install, you could, that can be written in, or if it's not machine install, this is what, these are the difference in the installation type.
We do have a line item for bond and insurance, and I estimated at 5%. It varies anywhere between 4.5 to 6.5, 7, up at 5.
So you can spec out the dual wall length of pipe and then spec out up to the 42-inch pipe.
Yeah,
And
everything.
then write a different spec for the 42-inch down to discharge. And
Yeah, we'd have to change the bedding if we do HDPE.
what's that gonna do to the cost? I mean,
Well, you'll lose cost and material cost of the pipe, but you'll increase cost in aggregate. What the difference is, you'd have to run numbers to see, but
so we're still looking at $3 million. Doesn't matter whether you go to
No.
concrete or it doesn't matter whether you go to dual wall, right?
I'm no expert, but my personal preference is, I just like to. Every time I've had to deal with concrete.
it's easy to repair too.
Also easier to tie your laterals in.
It's easier to tie your lateral than
Yeah,
concrete.
concrete.
Yeah.
I've done it.
You have to core it, and it has to be clean core.
Just,
There's plus or minus for both of them.
Yes,
you know.
there is.
So we're talking dual wall pipe until we get to the county roads, basically. Concrete under the county roads.
Unless we do, I'll take a look at the depth again. If I have sufficient depth, we could do engineered fill all the way to the top and then repave.
Okay, and then the 42, when it starts into the 42-inch to discharge. Digging it in,
Pretty
with
much
new
after-
wall pipe.
Pretty much after.
Now you're on-
Without backfill with engineered backfill and do all this inspection like Dan's talking about.
If you do HDPE, all of it has to be vetted.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah.
For sure.
So when you say bed, is that just across the top or is that underneath?
No, it's underneath it to almost halfway through the pipe underneath.
I think Indiana specs say, like on a culvert, you're supposed to hand fill the base and up halfway to the, on top of the pipe. And what it says, Dan, or used to say that.
Well, you're supposed to. It actually tells you, it tells you, you know, you're supposed to have the trench wide enough that you can get a compactive effort
Yeah,
between the pipe and the edge of your trench. So, you know, your trench width, whenever you use compacted fill, has to be wider because you have to be able to get a compacted effort. You know, it depends on what you're using, whether it's, you know, jumping jack or a vibratory pan or whatever. I wouldn't recommend jumping jack if you're using plastic pipe because you could, real quickly, you could bounce right on top of it.
and is there any issue switching between the double wall and hitting the road with concrete and back to double wall? Anything particular there that,
It's just a gasketing.
it's up to you guys, you know, y'all's got to decide.
Right, thing within the county, can't run the wall through there as long as we're deep enough to fill back with
Right.
aggregate.
I'm not aware of any rules that would prohibit you from using the wall.
And he helped us write the
Anything
rules, so
else
we
in
all
road
know.
cut, that's what we gotta do. Where else in the county?
No, I mean, it's a choice, honestly. You guys make that decision. No.
The HDPE, that, you know, plastic pipe is a whole lot easier to put in the ground. It just is. It's, you know,
No doubt.
you can pick it up with 2 labors, you know, you don't have to have a great big excavator dropping it down in the hole. The concrete, are shorter sticks. Plastic pipe, they're probably at least 20-foot sticks. You know, it's just easier to deliver, easier to get it there, it is easier. I'm not disagreeing with that. Time for construction will be less.
That's why we give the 2 options on the cost, so you guys can think through all that and make a decision and move forward.
I'm fine with plastic. It won't affect me after it's put in, but I'm not how to deal with it. The only I've got plenty of good concrete on some Illinois farms, but also put in, finished in 1916, so they didn't have plastic options back then.
And the new concrete is gonna last a lot longer
Yeah.
than the old concrete, you know, like you mentioned, some of it,
Yeah,
you just hit it and it falls apart.
yeah, I mean, this didn't fall apart, I mean, we've done this really work to get a hold of it, but yeah, it's worked.
Yeah, from an engineering perspective, honestly, I'm not worried about either option. And I know that the HDPE is gonna save you close to $500,000. Last time I found that $500,000, I was very happy.
About how many, you put this in, guesstimate how many loads of rock would it take to put in, like, how much rock does it take to put in a 20-foot stick, would you say?
Well, it depends on what you're, if
How
you're,
big the pipe is?
well, it depends on what the requirements are. If you're just going to spring line and you get, you know, if you're doing it with radius buckets and you're just putting basically on the edge of the pipe up to like half of it, then, I mean, you can go, yeah,
It's gonna last a while.
yeah.
That's
But
what I
if
thought.
you're on the 42, if you're hoeing it in, you got to undercut,
Yeah.
you're putting rock under, now you're putting compacted effort on the side, you want to be wider.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
That
so.
was pretty quick.
The 42 will take a minute to put in, but then the rest of it will become a lot easier. It would be
The
like,
42 is approximately probably a third of the length of the pipe.
So if we stuck with the 42, is it beneficial to do the 42 as concrete and then switch to plastic if you're gonna dig it
you
in?
could.
Would you?
I would feel better. 42 inches is a big pipe,
Yeah.
being plastic. I mean, you gotta bed the hell out of it and you gotta know what you're doing.
I think Randy's got some laterals in there.
Oh, I'm sure they
Yeah,
do.
because
There's laterals in
south,
every
yeah.
acre out there. I
Yeah,
guarantee it.
yeah.
It's just a matter of.
I mean, I don't, That's gonna be, is
It's
that
not
gonna add
full.
significant risk and cost to us? Looking at,
I don't know, I mean, how in the hell do you tie a lateral into a 42?
I used a hammer drill.
Correct.
That's what we're.
Well, I know, but I mean,
That's what we
I mean,
prefer.
I would prefer somebody core it.
It seems to me like.
I drew a line with the pipe, penciled it.
I mean, if you've got a bunch of laterals running down that thing, I would say you'd be better off to have a, I mean, if it was mine, I'd put a sub main in.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say we would just hook in one time on each side
Yeah,
and sub main it,
because you.
and that way you're only having 2 connections to it versus
I mean,
30.
every time you open that 42-inch pipe up, you're inviting a problem down the road, in my opinion. And that's just the reality.
But you're kind of taking the integrity out of it.
Really.
Well, if you're gonna do
He
that,
got that 18 inch, he just put that 18 inch, and I don't think he's got anything even hooked to it. He said he just put it in to be putting it in for now.
you just put in a dead end outlet to
How
drain.
large of laterals do you think there are out there? Nothing bigger than 12 inches.
I doubt it.
I wouldn't think so,
We
but.
never run into
Most
it.
of them are probably 4 or 6.
But when you get to talking about just submaining it at the bottom, if you're gonna do that, you could probably go with the smaller pipe and then just put new outlets on each side of that
Well,
instead of
that's right.
sub-main attachments. And I mean, I'm creating a problem here by saying this, I know I am, she's laughing. But, I mean, as a farmer, that's what a farmer would do. I'm
That's
just-
right.
I mean,
That's exactly right.
Yeah, and this cost, just to be clear, if you look at line item number 10, it says connect existing laterals to new main. Actual fund is to be determined, so we priced it for a connection. If we have 100 connections, you're gonna multiply that by 100. If you have 50 connections, you're gonna multiply that by 50.
yeah,
Because there's no way for us
To know that.
to know that without tearing into it.
And then realize this is a government entity, so we can't
right.
shoot from the hip. We gotta,
At some point,
things we got to do right, that's all.
I'll hook them up for that much shit.
I'm gonna switch gears on you. Future tiling, we can tap in.
Yeah,
future tile
yeah,
into the main.
oh yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
that's what it's for.
You just
What's
have
on
to
there?
you have to have a permit to tie in,
Color up.
you know, legally, because it is maintained and kind of owned by the county, you have to get a permit. But most installers know that, unless you're in the Wild West.
Well, we've had an ordinance on the books of 85, and I cannot find one permit. Since the ordinance went into effect, so what's that tell you?
You're not unique. Crown County has drains, I don't think they've ever got it tight. Montgomery County, runs a tight ship, so he usually gets those permits submitted, and,
Warren County does too.
yeah.
Randy's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are starting, you know, I don't know how long Ron's gonna be a surveyor, but you could at least get that process started, so the next surveyor.
I can talk Dan into running in my place.
Huh?
I can talk Dan into running in.
I'm not talking to anyone. I do not envy you on your job.
Didn't know about any firm.
Yeah. He's far exceeded the expectations set prior to his election.
And once those processes are in place, I mean, they could be inherited by the next person, you know. I mean, at some point, Ron's gonna say, I'm retiring.
I hope to retire soon.
Third time I'll be planning maintenance. Jesus. Okay, what do you wanna do? Need a vote or something?
I guess my recommendation is we go with the HDPE. With concrete or structured backfill underneath the county roads and or waterways.
Option 2, it's option 2. Is that a motion?
I'll second that one.
I don't know if it was an emotion, it was just my recommendation. Now, I don't, you know, I guess I haven't really touched the 42-inch pipe issue yet.
I think there's a few things you need to consider. The 42-inch, what you want to do with that. The crossings, whether you're going to go full engineer fill all the way to the top and then asphalt, or you want to put concrete there and then backfill it. So when you make a motion, I think it would help to be clear which route you guys are going to go.
Soil type, or anything like that, it's gonna play into that? Up there on that ground, probably not.
That soil, every hole we dug was pretty consistent.
Pretty consistent neighborhood as far as soil goes.
Yeah, some areas had 6 inches of topsoil, some areas had like a foot and a half of topsoil, but then silty clay.
It's not where I live.
Well,
No, not quite there.
that's why you
4
need
inches of
tile.
topsoil and gravel.
Yeah.
You don't need a tile there.
Make a fortune raising watermelons, couldn't you?
Some areas we were really surprised with the amount of topsoil, it was very healthy.
Got a second, I'll be the first.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
I think we should, let's go with the concrete underneath the county roads and the waterways.
Sir, why in waterways, if you don't mind me asking?
I just, the fact that the cover is probably gonna be less.
The majority of that tile is in the waterway.
I meant, is there any waterways that cross laterally to the tile?
No, we
Okay,
had
then
2,
I guess that waterways doesn't matter then.
no, yeah.
I'm
The
just
way the
thinking,
tile runs, it runs along the
Okay.
waterway.
Right.
The crossings are 2 county roads, 2 lanes. Which one is a platted county road, the other one's just a grass lane, gravel grass.
I'm not trying to argue with Dan, but my concern is switching back from concrete to plastic, dual wall. I mean, I'm pretty confident with the compression fit, as long as you get it sealed right, not dual wall. I mean, tell me, you guys handle that big pipe more, but how good of a fit is that concrete into that dual wall? That's my question, if we switch back and forth. So that we're not creating a gap or a suck later
Suck
on.
hole.
Most time where you would do that, you would probably have to put an inspection board is what we would do. We would go dual wall up to the inspection board, put an inspection board off of the road for the casting, and then you would go. And then you'd go across the road in concrete, another inspection board, and then go dual wall. I mean, that's probably the right way, and then you can check your inverts. That's what we've done in the past.
By the
I
time we
just
get
would
to
pour a
the,
concrete collar around it.
you could,
Yeah.
I just don't love.
so when you
It's only
cross. when
the
you
42 is only crossing one. Is it
It doesn't even,
No.
it doesn't even cross the road.
2 lanes?
1300 crossing is a 36 inch,
Yeah. And then
which
14.
is not prohibitive, and then 1450 is a smaller pipe, 1450 is a 24 inch, not a big
Yeah.
deal.
So it's not even that big.
No, I can look at the covers one more time to make sure that I'm comfortable with that, and if we engineer backfill it all the way to asphalt, cap it, I will look at it, but I don't see a problem.
We've crossed a lot of roads with
Yeah, I don't
dual
foresee-
wall.
I don't
That's
foresee a
the
problem.
correct way. I mean,
I've got dual wall underneath I-65 that I'm
Yeah.
working on right now,
Yeah,
so.
I don't foresee a problem, but I just gotta make sure that the cover is good. You know, and again, I mean, these roads, yeah, you have a trash truck, you have farmers running in, but
Some of these.
Well, 1450 is gonna
made
get the most
anyway.
truck traffic, just based on Superior Coach being there. But
we'll take a look at a loading of a full semi and take a look at, you know, that it should be fine. My gut feeling tells me it's fine.
Depends whether Carter loads it or Brent loads it, how much weight you're gonna be pulling.
You can
depends on
always
whether you're
back-
hauling into Illinois or anything.
I can tell you that from personal experience.
so there by your outlet, you know, a lot of times if you're having a flared end or what, it's on
We
it probably.
have a flared end with this.
Okay, so, you know, you could go RCP concrete on the first part, make that kind of awkward bend. And then as soon as you got into the farm field, or even past that bend, take, you know, and then,
After the 245.
yeah, and then you could do concrete to there, so it was all concrete at your outlet coming. Do the double 45s till you're turning, and then as you're going straight line. Yeah, and then that would give that landowner a place to tie into dual wall instead of concrete.
Sure.
Um,
Absolutely, because what we have, where we tie in, is very little of it is in the field, the rest of it is all of that wooded area that goes down to the bottom.
so concrete would probably make sense in there. I mean, it would just,
Well,
Yeah.
and the tree roots, when they grow back, it's gonna take them a lot longer to get to that concrete than just that.
But we have,
Plastic.
in our plans, we have the area where the realignment is. I think it was 20 or 30 feet of tree removal.
Oh,
with
okay.
roots. So, yeah, so we gotta keep that lane clean.
I was saying, that's one I would just keep clear.
Just
I-
mow.
Once it's cleaned, yeah, just keep it
Yeah.
mowed. It's
Bush hog it once
I
a
was
year
saying,
for saplings and
battling,
usually fine.
yeah, I'm big into that.
Yeah, but the outlet on this one is a little special. It's not just a pipe going to the creek because it comes in at 90 degrees, so we put the dissipators in there. Just to break 42-inch pipe running full is a lot of energy. It's a lot. Yeah, we don't want to end up on the other side of the creek.
Yeah.
Cutting out the road.
Would you rip wrap both sides of the
Absolutely.
ditch or the creek running down through there?
We have rip wraps. Well, the head wall is a specialized head wall.
I saw that, yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
it's a concrete head wall with these concrete pillars, if you would, coming out of it.
Yeah.
So it breaks down the energy
There's
quite a
five
bit.
of them.
And then we have rip wrap on both sides.
And then this rip wrap comes down here.
If you rip wrap on the other side of the creek, we could do that. I don't think we did that. We just rip wrap where the head wall is to protect it. We could do that, but we gotta use
That's
gas
probably
rip
gonna
wrap on that side.
pretty good permitting issues
You're gonna
too.
need some big rip wrap. And IDEM frowns heavily on using concrete. I used to use clean concrete slabs just to put up there. I don't like it at all.
Oh, no.
But if a farmer happens to have concrete put there.
over there.
I think we've got a big pop back in the woods somewhere.
Hey, I'm just saying, yeah, no, they frown on it. They want clean rip wrap.
I needed it first and second.
The cement does more harm to the fish than the line does. I like the idea of really running concrete up to that second 45 from the outlet.
Yeah.
And then HDPE the rest of the way.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
With engineering backfill underneath the two gunny roads.
Yeah, the 42-inch has to be engineered backfilled pretty well,
Okay.
if it's HDP.
And I would just do it on the paved roads. I know you said there's one lane there that's technically a road. I wouldn't worry about that on that one, because that's not gonna have traffic.
It's underwater.
I don't know if they
It's
run the-
underwater part of the time.
Yeah, I don't know if they run the combines through those lanes or not, or trucks.
I imagine, but
We don't, we turn around before
In the
that, but I mean,
field.
if it's fixed and the water's not there,
Might be a shortcut, might be a shortcut over the other road.
they're more likely to run over it empty than full, probably.
Yes.
Oh, okay. There's a difference of 25,000 versus
I'd work
There's a huge difference.
85,000.
There's a huge difference. So when you guys are loaded, you just get up on the gravel roads and just go out, get on the county roads?
Probably.
Most of the time.
That's what I would do. I don't farm any of it, but.
we don't just because it's solid.
Oh.
But if it becomes solid, it's a lot easier to turn around out in the field, keep the compaction out in the field. But right now, we turn in the field empty and get on.
Well, it's only the crossing, right? So we're not redoing the drive, so you can still have that problem with the rest of the drive being solid.
The rest of the guy's pretty solid.
It is.
We've never had any problems with it. I've made runs in the field. The other thing that's gonna help that is, you know, we're gonna basically getting a lot of this surface water around. That's gonna cut that problem.
Oh, yeah. Immensely. It should.
Yeah, I had a few breathers designed along the line. I tried to bias them towards where the ponding happens to help alleviate that problem. But honestly, it's all about maintenance, right? Have a breather and it's full of corn stalks, not everything.
Yeah, that was one question I was gonna have. I was gonna ask, are those more for the need to get airflow to the pipe, or are they?
Both.
Okay,
Both.
all right.
I bias them towards the low areas to where we can get some of that water
Yeah.
discharged into the pipe.
Yeah,
But you need to have the air that flows
that's
through the
what I
pipe.
thought, this much distance and this much pipe.
Correct, correct.
I've gotten to the point where I just like sticking more pipe closer together if I don't have to have an open place for debris to accumulate.
Like I said, I bias them towards those heavily wet areas so they can help.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you know, if we don't maintain them, there's kind of
Yeah, bingo.
That's why we
Run over them.
aluminum or something, we can burn.
that's an option.
On your right.
That's an option.
That's one of those old drains we vacated down at St. Bernice had a metal. Metal up road.
The one up by 1450 had metal because we were picking it up from the field. Combine or something ran over it. Tore it out. You picked up a couple of pieces, put them in your truck.
But I mean, this is like a standpipe. This one down there by St. Bernice, it wasn't the yellow cages, so.
There's a lot of water. It goes
So what are you needing from us?
Well, I need a decision, a first and a second, to pick one of these plans and proceed with.
It sounds like we're gonna end up with a hybrid of these two plants.
Yeah,
I think we should have the concrete from the outlet through the second 45 and then HDPE
Okay.
from there on.
I agree.
And that's easy for us to amend because we'll put notes on the plans that state that, and then we'll amend the quantities here just to show that.
What's your motion?
I guess between those two plans, I know we've had discussions about dual pipe at the 42 or just having 42-inch pipe. I don't know, what does everybody think about that? I'm not a big fan of dual pipe.
I just want it to work the best as long as possible. I don't want anyone in this room to have to worry about it for the rest of their life.
I hope I never have to
Right.
talk about this again.
Right. I agree.
Well, we'll have some discussions then over the course of next year or two, probably.
Well, the big thing is we gotta get the funding.
Yeah.
We
And I
got,
will look on the bedding requirements for those 42-inch pipes if we go with dual wall. I'll see how high we need to go with the stone. Maybe halfway, maybe all the way on top of it. I'll count it. 42-inch pipe is a large pipe.
So when do we need to have these plans ready to put out for bid?
we gotta have them ready to submit for grant application
Right,
quickly,
quickly.
if we're gonna make it by next spring. I mean, I think.
So that's the estimated start, spring. It's not a very good time to put tile in, it's the spring.
Well,
Contractors would rather be next summer, Rob.
yeah, but the deadlines for the grants is what we gotta meet. Once we get the money, we can spend it whenever we want to spend it, basically. We gotta make the deadlines for the applications, we gotta make the deadlines for the.
We still don't know exactly when those deadlines are, according to the meeting we had the other day.
Bill, you're up on that stuff. Usually they're awarded in like October, November for April, May, something like that.
You're going through Department of Agriculture, grant applications.
Right now, the guys at Springfield are considering federal grants probably our best rural development.
I'm not familiar with timing on any grants. Ready grants is the only thing I've worked on. There's nothing open there right now. But I'm not sure what avenue you'd be going.
Well,
So
the
He said
one
that's-
grant writer I talked to said we have to have it in, have to get it in early fall for a spring award.
Right.
In early spring for a fall award.
Right.
So those are the timetables we're kind of working at. And then what I have to do is, once you guys come up with whichever one of these plans you want, we come up with a dollar figure. Then we have to make a scientific wild ass guess of how to put that matching fund in my 2027 budget. And that's the reason why I'm glad Bill's here, so I can maybe get a little bit of coaching.
I would just go ahead and use the higher estimate you got right here for your matching funds.
Okay, but it'll have to be an itemized, when we send in the application, it'll have to be more itemized, right?
Well, you could do that, and then between the time the grant gets approved and the time that we go to letting, we decided to save costs.
Yeah, we can do that.
So I would go with
Okay.
the higher cost with this itemized breakdown that he's already provided us for us, the $3,201,000 for the grant.
We need to
Request.
come up with an educated guess for line item number 10.
Yeah, that's gonna go up. I mean, that's a low ball right there. It's just a.
And that's the other thing, once we get this grant, even though the contract says we pay additional money to the contract, there's not gonna be any additional money there for us to use. It's gonna have to come out of the county.
That was my question.
Coffers.
What mechanism do you have for overrun?
It's there, for the grant, there is none.
That's
The
my fear,
grant,
yeah.
once you spend the amount of grant, there is no additional funds. So overruns has to come out
Our pocket.
I can
out
put
of the county.
a factor of safety on these costs. These are close to actual costs. I can do an engineer safety on them, do like a 1.2 or 1.3 multiplier on them.
I would
That
say,
way, when you submit them for a grant, at least you know you have some buffer to play with. This is crazy.
for item 10, I would say an estimated, how many miles is it?
It is
How many lineal feet?
6.
15,000 lineal feet?
I'm trying to calculate it.
It's about 50.
Yeah, it's about.
I'm looking at the length of your crushed pipe.
Yeah,
15,000 feet.
15.5, yeah.
So,
Well, it's more than that, because if we had anything north of 1450, that's all additional. Which is another 18-inch, another 3,000 feet, so you're looking at about 19,000 feet per way.
Almost 4 miles.
I would say put 30 in there. Just, I mean, it probably will end up being more, but at least we have cost in there to cover some of it, I guess.
30 what?
For item 10, connect existing
Connections.
laterals. I'm just throwing out a
Well,
suggestion.
give us an example.
I was just trying to think, I know I've got
How many do you have?
2 coming from the east, 4 from the west, I'm aware of.
Got 6 on your farm. And what percentage is your farm of this water?
It's from 13 to half a mile, right? 1350 to 1300.
And you have
1300 to 1350, so that's a mile. Half a mile.
half a mile. You said you have 6 there.
6 and a half.
I think.
Maybe 30 is about the right number.
Just throwing something out there to try to cover some costs and go there.
I understand that the quantity one is just to preserve the land. I understand that.
No, it's
Yeah.
also to build a budget.
Well, now, if I put 30, if I assume 30, then we can multiply that and get a number closer. Factor of safety, what do you want me to put on it? We're talking about funding and not to end up with the county holding the bag if it goes overage. I could do a 1.3 multiplier, that's fairly safe. If we bust by 30%, we've got a problem.
6 per half mile, and so you divide that by half miles and a 4 mile stretch, so 40 feet.
How many in action? I don't know what existing is.
Well, I'm talking about you're gonna lateral. Quite a few.
Yeah, but we're probably gonna submit, like we're talking, so we're not gonna.
I was talking the factor of safety, not only for number 10.
He's talking about-
All-
Yeah. He's talking about factor of safety, just
Overage.
Yeah.
overage.
Yeah. Help make sure that we don't, the county doesn't end up holding the bag, so to speak.
Contingency,
Yeah. I'm gonna do 1.3 until somebody tells me no.
That's pretty high, but that's.
It is pretty high. But at least it covers you, and then,
So I need all this put in the form of a motion, so I
I think that we keep the 42-inch throughout. Not throughout, where he's shown on the plans.
okay,
We have concrete from the outlet through the second 45,
all right, got that,
north of the outlet,
got that.
HDPE from there on. We have 30 laterals connected,
Got that,
and would you say 1.3?
unless you feel differently,
1.3% safety factor for cost overruns.
got that.
I made that motion.
Yeah, I'll second.
Okay,
Do you have any problems? I mean, I'm just.
No, I just told Brent, I mean, you're you do this all the time.
Yeah,
As a farmer and a drainage guy that's putting in my own drainage, I know what I'd do. I'd split it and keep the buff down, because I'm pretty confident I could do it with the machine and just not have to dig
If you
in
guys,
42
if you guys
inch
would
pipe.
prefer that, then I
I
don't
mean,
have a
that's
problem
just-
with you guys saying that.
That's my own.
I appreciate
I'm the engineer.
No, I
That's
mean,
why we
I'm-
appreciate.
I got confidence in your decision on that. I don't dig in.
I've been in heavy highway construction for 35 years, and that's just, and I've always dealt on the owner's side of things, not on, so.
So could some of those decisions be more, I mean, if you get your budget, could some of those be
yeah,
like, it could, an alternative when it comes closer time to the letting like we're talking about? I mean, you made the motion for, doing HDPE, but, do those details, can they change at any point, or are we set in stone now?
no, it's subject to change.
The short of it is, we have to get our bid documents pretty close to ready, so we can get the process started to get the grants.
if you wanna split the
If we don't
bikes,
get the grants, we don't have the money to do the job.
if
That's
you
just
wanna
all there is
split
to
the
it.
bikes beyond that 42-inch going to 245s, if you wanna split the remaining 42, you need to tell me so I can model it and make sure it works.
And we're going to pay him more money to do that, because we've already paid him for this right
For
here.
this right here.
Yeah.
I need to make sure that we're not making a decision just on a whim saying, yeah, I think we should split it.
Uh-huh.
End up with issues.
I'm coming from the standpoint of going through all these records of this county and all the screw ups and save a nickel here and 30 years down the road costs us $100,000 perspective. And that's kind of where we're at with this thing. And it happens time and time and time again. And
But,
from my perspective, I'd rather see the 42 inch and have confidence that long after I'm dead and gone, it's still working. That's,
I agree, but we can engineer and design anything to the T, and if it's not put in correctly,
right.
we've absolutely got nothing.
Do you
So-
guys want us to take a look at where the 36 come in, put a junction box, and run 236s, see if it works. If it
I think
does,
that's kind of what these guys are saying they'd like to do.
Well, I don't know what what is the 36 per foot?
137, 33.
How are the costs looking for you? Are they reasonable? You think they're high, they're low?
I mean, for us, it's on the high side, but we're not. Traditionally, we're a non-union company doing ag drainage, so, but when you're talking about prevailing wage and all, I mean, I understand that, but I think that it's on the higher side of cost.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
I'd rather be on the higher.
Oh, yeah, absolutely,
Because
absolutely.
we can technically once we get it, I'm gonna have
Yeah,
money,
we can, once we
under-
get the money, we can
We don't
pretty
have to
much
spend
change,
it.
we can do a lot of
Probably going
changing
to.
without violating the grant.
And he's getting, and I mean, he's gonna end up bidding it the way he's gonna install it.
He's got roughly
It's gonna be a
$30
competitive bid, he doesn't wanna lose it just by saying, oh, I know the numbers, I'm gonna go.
So I mean, that,
Well,
you can't, I mean, using those numbers, you can't split it up. I mean, even if you run a 36 and a 30, you're still,
But you're doubling the 36-inch pipe though in that run, so you have to understand.
yeah,
Yeah, well, he's saying it's actually gonna cost more,
yeah,
but I'm saying if you could machine install, then
That's
you can
right,
maybe
I
get your
don't-
cost
I mean, I don't think
down
those
quite a
are-
bit on that, that's the only thing I'm saying.
Yeah,
well, that's a decision that we can make once we get to dollars. Really, when you get right down to it, can't we? I mean, as long as you're comfortable that the water will flow through the pipe, then when we get ready to dig, then if we have to make a decision between the 236s or.
How about this, we just have him do what we just said, concrete through the second 45.
Yeah.
HDPE everywhere else, all 42-inch, and then at the, after we get the money and we get closer to bid,
Yeah, we may not
we can
get
go
it.
back to him and say, we'd like for you to revise these and pay him additional costs at that time to do.
Yeah, and
You
if it
could
works,
do
it
that.
works, and if it doesn't.
It'd be like a second option or something maybe.
You could do that. I mean, we can put even in the bid as an alternative, a non-binding alternative, 236 inches.
Okay.
Assuming they would work. Again, I gotta design them to see and model them, see that they do work. But we can put that as an alternative for you guys, so you can have that cost.
We need a vote on that motion.
So you have a solid motion, I mean, you,
Well, I've got the first and second, but I don't have the vote.
all right, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passed.
Okay, now let's talk about some money. Is that where we're at? Okay. We started out, went through we couldn't find anything in Indiana, so I ended up going to the University of Nebraska. And I had a list of about 40 companies that wrote ag grants. Of those 40, 30 of them only worked in Nebraska. Of the 10, we contacted 5. Of the 5, 3 were interested, and since that time, 2 have dropped out. And so we are left here with MEC, which is Martin Engineering in Springfield, Illinois. They have proposed, and Dan and I met with them on Zoom because I figured all you guys would still be in the field. Was it last week, Dan? It was last week.
I think so, yeah.
What they're proposing is for their flat, I think their rates run anywhere from 150 to 150 is the high per hour. To do the research to say, okay, you can apply for this much rural development money, you can apply for this much Okra money, you can apply for this much whatever tree hugging money from the Indian reservation, whatever it is, and put together a package for us. What they can't tell us is what to estimate for matching funds. Did I say that right?
They can't tell us what their total costs are gonna
They
be
can't tell us
for their
what the total
professional
cost.
services
Right.
to seek and pursue grant money.
Right,
It's just per hour rate.
Right. So, in our budget for professional services,
It's,
for the remainder of the year, we have $23,751.
we asked him what his estimation was, and he thought it was around 20,000 at the
Yeah.
most, at the high end.
And the one girl out in Pennsylvania we was talking to that bowed out, she said 16. So, they're in the ballpark. So what we need is a vote to proceed with hiring MEC under, I've got to get this on the record, Indiana Code 36-927-30. That allows me to hire them to pursue our funding for us at this point. Then, if they come up with a plan, then we'll have to rehire them in 27 under a separate contract to actually write the grants and do all the dog and pony show you gotta do for the grants. So that's where we're at now.
And pretty much the only ones,
They're the only one that's left out of the list that I started with.
fair enough. And you feel like they're viable, then
I don't know anything about it.
I don't either.
I don't,
you don't have a choice.
he's licensed in Indiana, so the guy that we talked to,
And there's none in Indiana?
oh, I'm sure there
Or
are.
you just
No,
don't know?
none of the people that the county usually was even interested. They wouldn't talk to me. Christy Gerald or none of them.
Okay,
So,
fair enough.
their perspective was Indiana doesn't have any money, and Marion County's sitting on too much cash, you won't get any money. But these guys said, well, if you go through the federal program,
Gotcha.
you got some more.
They asked us to get some,
They asked us, and this is one of the things I wanted to ask Bill. They were talking about the LMI numbers, Bill. It said the federal grants, LMISD, block groups. The amount of funding we can get depends upon the LMI numbers. Are you
I
familiar
don't know
with
what those are. Were made, do you know what they are?
those? No, but Scott Craig sent me the LMISD by block groups. Last census for Marion County. And it comes up with a low 205 up to I don't know, low modular something 1,070. So I don't know what these numbers mean. I have no idea. So he did one for Highland Township, and then he did one for the county as a whole.
There's what's called census groups or census categories. It's eligibility depending upon the income level.
that's what this is.
That's what this is.
All right.
This is income level. He was asking whether we thought it was best if we localized just in the drainage area or use the whole county. And he was probably suggesting the whole county because sometimes if you use just the drainage areas, which is usually a farming community, it might.
Income per head household.
Yeah, it's income per head household per.
Be higher.
If you include Clinton, I've seen some stats that Clinton median income is lower than the county's median income. So
Okay, and that may be.
that would
what
tend
they-
to dilute it down a little bit, yeah.
So anyway, we need a motion to find this or.
Well, I think we're all in agreement that we want to pursue this.
We don't have a choice, do we?
This drain, so I think we need to pursue trying to get funding for it, because currently we don't have any funding in this drain funds.
No,
There's zero.
well, no,
Well-
at the end of the year, we'll have $2,500. Yeah, first collection of 2026, we'll have $2,592.
Okay,
So,
so
and it's drain fund.
I'm just,
Of that, only 10% could be used for reconstruction. Well,
all right, so anyway, so I believe
We already
we
did that by putting
we
that
have to
staircase.
pursue whatever grants we can get.
Okay,
Unless the council is willing to give us
Well,
our
let's-
matching funds.
that's my next thing to talk about.
So I I make the motion, we sign the paperwork and have them pursue with the understanding they can't go over our amount of professional services money that we're allowed to spend.
You okay with that?
I think, yes. I mean, I don't spot with them, I don't see if we got another option.
I don't think that.
Okay. Need a vote.
Aye.
All in favor, aye. Any opposed? No.
Okay, so I'll take care of that. This brings us to, I'll make sure I got this done. When it comes to the matching funds, there's two routes. The Indiana County Surveyors Association is a big proponent of establishing a general drainage fund. And then getting the council, the commissioners, economic development, redevelopment, county farm, whoever, to kick money in and build a cash reserve up into that fund that is administered by the council, and that the council would loan the drainage board to come up with matching funds. And then the assessments from the landowners plus would be based on that, and we would repay that county fund at whatever the fee is plus interest forever, how many years it takes to pay that cash balance off to the county. The advantage of doing that is, number one, we're paying interest back to the county, we're not paying it to a bank somewhere. The other advantage is Indiana Land Bank and most of these firms who are doing drainage loans are a maximum 5-year term. Scott Craig, who's the attorney for the council, is a strong proponent of bonds and issuing bonds. Combination short-term, long-term bonds. And I'm not exactly sure what the terms are on those. He's done a lot of those for the city of Terre Haute, and he did it for Dana for the water. Dana got the new water tower. I think he did it for the Dana water tower and things like that. So to raise cash for the matching funds, doing bonds. Now, if you go through the bonds, then you've got a lot of legal fees that goes with writing the bonds up, issuing the bonds, marketing the bonds, administering the bonds, And also, I don't know that we actually have any money in the TIF fund, that district yet, do we, Bill? Because there's not been any investment there yet.
The I-74 area?
Yes.
There's no TIF revenue coming in.
There's no money there, so that's
Been-
not
been
anything we can
no
count on.
incremental taxable properties.
So that's not, nothing we can count on.
We'd like to get some development up there, by the way, guys.
Hey, we don't get rid of the water, ain't nobody gonna go there.
Well, that's the reason I'm coming to the meetings.
So, what I would probably do, depending on what MEC says, is come back to the board and ask the board to make a formal request of the council to do bonds or to do the general drainage fund or whatever part we decide to come up with those matching funds. The one girl that I really thought was going to jump on this for writing the grant, she says you need to figure at least 25% matching funds. Because a lot of cases, that's too much. But if you have any kind of federal money mixed in with that, sometimes that gets clear down to a 50% match. So, anyway, just so you know that, when I sent in my budget for 2027, which was due last week, they gave me permission to turn it in before the end of the month because of this meeting. I'm going to have to come up with a estimate for that matching funds. So it sounds like it's going to be the 3.2 million 25% of the 3.2 million. That's what I'm gonna be requesting. So when it comes time to present the budget to the council, I may need some, few, board members to come with me. You know, the more people we have, the better show they get. Okay? Anybody got questions on any of that? No.
Backup plan.
Well, Clinton County,
Wait till we get the matching funds of it.
yeah, Clinton County has done some deals where the individual landowners have financed it. That's like, well, just hang on, John, don't have a heart attack. In return, for, some abatement, but they were doing smaller, you know, projects. But that, there is some things that other counties have done out there. And until we know what these guys can come up with for us, I really don't know what the plan B will be. We don't have an idea.
Take a long time to collect enough assessments to do it.
Yeah.
$2,500 a
Probably
year.
not in my lifetime.
Exactly.
It's gonna be his grandkids still far.
Nobody, any of us worried about it.
So that's not viable.
I don't think so.
What are you wanting from us, I guess is what I'm trying to.
Nothing yet, I'm just laying the groundwork.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's just telling you, you're gonna show up to a meeting, ask
Yeah.
for $800,000.
Okay. The other thing is the update on the reestablishing the Rouse drain. The city of Danville, I met with their engineers, they're all on board, they'll help us do whatever it is we need to do. And that's north of, that 1500 goes to Riley'sburg, 1550.
Is that
One-
the big open ditch that crosses 136, or is that the one that goes west across?
That's the
for
one right
300?
there by, Massey deal across. the
So it
road
goes
from
across
Massey Deal.
300.
It goes
Okay,
across,
it's
yeah.
that one. That's what I thought. I'll just make sure.
Yeah.
I know which one.
As soon as you go south of that road, Danville Township guys won't return your call, they won't answer an email, they send them certified letters. So when we get to that point, I'm not sure, I asked the judge and the prosecutor, I said, have you ever dealt with anybody on the other side of the state line? How do you get their attention? And basically Judge Reed said, well, there's not a whole lot you can do unless they flood you. And if they flood you, you can take them to court. You can ask for damages.
That'd be federal court? Since it's
It'd be county
266.
court. They'd be causing damages in our county.
Okay.
I've talked to the Army Corps of Engineers, and unless it's a natural waterway, they really don't wanna get messed.
Which it eventually empties into,
Eventually it gets there.
down there.
Oh, the other thing Dan wanted to know about that is I did, send the coordinates for every bridge on that creek, all the way down to the Big Vermilion River, right across the road from my house, actually, where it comes in. DNR did send me their, what I tell you that was, flow rates, something
Flow
like that.
rates, yeah.
Flow rates at each bridge, so we know how much water that creek can take when it comes time to design that thing.
Is that creek continuously running?
Oh, yeah.
It's jurisdictional. It falls under US Army Corps of Engineers.
Yeah.
If it has a high water mark, it's jurisdictional.
Yeah, but the legal drain, once it dumps into that creek, yes.
The creek starts at the end of the legal drain.
Right, the creek is
Which
jurisdictional.
the DNR thought that the legal drain was part of the creek, and it's not, and I sent them the paperwork.
Yeah, sometimes.
The
Unless
Corps of
it's an open
Engineers,
ditch.
it's an open ditch, and the Corps of Engineers says if the ditch or the tile was there before it was declared a wetland by DNR, it's a regulated drain, period. No, there's no gray areas on any of that. Okay.
Don't say that.
Next thing, with all the rain, I've been called out on all kinds of silly road ditches flooding. And I've noticed there's been some culverts put in that just wrong size. I'm not an engineer and I can look at it and tell you it's wrong. And so I got to think, well, the county road supervisors are supposed to be the ones that are supposed to size that and give permission to put culverts in. And those guys are pretty good. They've got a lot of years of experience, but they're not engineers. And so our building inspector is a civil engineer, and I gave him a copy of our ordinance and asked him to look at it and see if he would consider, as he's just doing his normal building inspections, look at culverts on driveways and just kind of keep an eye on it and let us know if there's something that's just not right. His only reluctance in doing that, he says from an engineering standpoint, he really doesn't want to carry transit everywhere he goes. But, well, I don't know whether you can use that or use the GIS elevations. So we're kind of kicking that idea around. Okay.
He would also have to model those culverts
Yeah.
for the 10-year storm.
Yeah.
So he needs to establish the watershed for each
Yeah.
culvert.
Well, I gave you the ordinance, you have to write, so there you go.
Send him my way if he needs help.
Okay, two other things that's been on the back burner for quite a while. Several of the surveyor meetings and the watershed meetings that I've been to, they're really taking exception to recycled plastic being used, exposed in field tile. Now, I don't know that that's a problem for field tile, but if it is exposed, is that something that we want to add to our ordinance and say, hey, you can't use recycled plastic on the discharge end of tile?
For any new installation, like we're talking about
Yeah.
solar project in here.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Because the
One
sunlight,
thing is it's a 4-inch.
the
ladder.
sunlight, I guess the sunlight deteriorates it real
Turns it
quick.
brittle.
Yeah.
Makes it brittle and it breaks off real easy. Is that something that we should add to the ordinance?
Probably
If
for-
it is, I'll work on verbiage and send it to you guys and we can look at it.
Yeah.
In a month or two.
When
Okay.
you talk about private tile too, Ron,
Mhm.
why would you have jurisdiction
No,
on
no,
private tile?
it wouldn't be private.
Well, no, maybe just be,
Because
just be
I'm
called,
not going to go.
Yeah.
just anything on public land.
Are you talking like a culvert, or are you talking like an actual?
Well, if the
Like-
tile is gonna dump out into a
Yeah.
creek,
Yeah,
the end that it's exposed can't be
yeah,
recycled plastic. It has to be. And that brings us to the next thing that they are advocating is that the last 20 feet of any tile that dumps into a creek or waterway needs to be steel, what do they call it? Because of all the field fires they've had, and they've got problems with tile melting.
Say concrete. Steel is gonna rot, it's gonna deteriorate.
Is that something that you want, that I should work on and put that in?
20 feet seems a little excessive.
You're talking new?
Yeah, no, you don't have to go back and refix anything. If anything new goes in, needs to be the last 20 feet or 10 feet.
so, okay, here's another question, so you're saying, so
12
we've got an
feet.
open ditch that's county main,
Yeah,
so you're saying he wants to go put in a new 6 or 8, you want him to put in, but he always runs recycled, you want him, his outlet to be,
to either be concrete or steel.
okay, I'm just clarifying that I understand what we're talking about.
So field fires don't melt.
I don't know, I've lit a lot of ditches up and not melted all of them, so. I burned that one a couple years ago. It didn't melt one. I mean, it all depends on how long it's gonna burn
So-
and how fast the wind's blowing.
So does the drainage board have to fix them if they get melted off, or is it the farmer?
As a farmer,
I have a lot of plastic outlets.
I do too.
Say, if the county's not in charge of fixing them,
but they're just saying if it goes into the county or a natural creek for that,
If the pipe itself is a county pipe, I say it's fine, like this one we're
Okay.
discussing now. If the ditch is the county's jurisdiction, then I say it's up to whoever's installed. That's my opinion.
they're suggesting that we say, hey, it has to be.
If you're
that way.
tying into this ditch, you need to do
Yeah,
this.
if you're tying, yeah. Is that something you want me to
I don't know.
add into?
In Illinois, we don't have that, because I can show you, I mean, we've got,
No, this is just.
I know, I'm just saying, I got one huge ass open ditch in Illinois that,
This,
and it's got everything.
this recycled stuff and this concrete on discharge unit just came out at the last meeting, so.
What they're saying is at the outflow, if it starts breaking down, it's gonna cause erosion, and you're
Yeah,
gonna
right.
lose the side of your ditch and everything
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
That's,
Same way with
it's
the
gonna,
city.
and then that, fixing the side of the ditch and everything is on us to fix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just preventing those issues.
Yeah,
Is that something you want me to add, to work on, or we should put that in the ordinance or not?
put something together and at a meeting down the road, we'll talk about it, I guess, is what my
Okay.
suggestion
I don't know, I printed off of where we're at on the drainage board budget, if anybody wants a copy. Got it here and what I'm gonna request for next year. The couple items they left out last year was, I'm required by law to do these mailings, but they didn't give me money to print the letters up, And the same way with the registered mail, every time you send a registered letter, it's $8 or $9.
$10, yeah.
Yeah,
$10 for every.
and, so if you go to mailing 30, 40 letters, that adds up pretty quick. Well, they didn't put any line item budget in there, so we're gonna ask. So that's all so if you guys want to copy this, I'll give that to you. And that's all I got.
Good. Something I want to see, the LMI, I think probably is local median income or something that means the same thing.
Low to medium income.
Okay.
They look for the low income.
You got,
That's,
you got regions within the county
Yeah.
that some high, some low.
your grant is favored if you have low income.
All right, so that leads me to a meeting I'm going to coming up. I need to do some more research. That's one of the stacks on my desk I did not get through today, but I wasn't anticipating coming up here, but it does fit right in. It segues in, opportunity zones. It's an opportunity for, incentive investment, for low and medium income areas. In Germain County, there is one currently that we have, and that is pretty much City of Clinton. There's no other areas that are identified within the county. And I think this meeting is going to be, are there any other suggestions you'd like to have? And Scott, he can pull this stuff up. So he's looking at it as well. So if you have any suggestions on areas that within the county that would be good economic opportunity zones, let me know. One of them I'd like to get is Rice, 7,000 acres of opportunity.
Well, Rileyburg, it's the first area for development under the TIF district. That's pretty poor area. And there's,
Have you heard of the 8A program? The number 8, parentheses A.
I'm not familiar with it.
Study up on it, Google it, study up on it. The federal government does a study
Same like deal, opportunity.
and identifies areas, it's called 8A. It's disadvantaged areas.
Okay.
And any companies that come into these areas and hire employees from these areas can get an 8A designation.
Okay.
And they have set aside contracts just for 8A companies.
You run into that, something, I'm not sure what it's called, but federal contracting, yeah, you got, of course, women on various categories. That is another category.
Yes.
Which was an economic opportunity zone.
Correct.
Category, so yeah, I'll look that up.
Yeah, the 8A is that economic category, and it is the most sought after.
That's why I think the Rise mega park, and that would be ideal.
But ownership is important, unfortunately.
Well, there's no population there either, so.
Yeah.
well, the Harley dealership and the Budweiser dealership in Danville, no doubt about women ownership. Hardway. The women didn't pay the taxes on either business. Those not there nowadays.
Oh, the Budweiser one was just selling too many drugs.
No, she owned 3 those card shops.
And the Harley was using
Hallmark. She owned
Something like that.
She owned 3 Hallmark shops, and she was taking the tax money from the Budweiser dealership and paying for running those Hallmark stores. Which has no income unless it's Christmas or
Yeah.
something, and covering their expenses with that.
If they're not paying withholding, then we'll put a padlock on your door.
Yes, it will. I believe that's what happened, now that, here I am on camera saying that.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
All right, are you ready for a motion?
Got that all?
We're ready for a motion. Okay, yeah, I had some extra packets laying around. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
You don't need anything from me?
You just tell me which way we're gonna end up going. Right now, I have no action items until
No. Till
you
we
guys
get-
have
till
the
we find
funding
out.
and decide what you need to
Get some
do.
money.
Yeah,
Right where we
I
are.
have-
And you got paid,
I appreciate that.
both of your
I
invoices,
appreciate
right?
that, yep.
There's a culvert.
Cause I have,
I hope you're happy with the repair invoice, it was a lot lower than I thought.
Yeah,
There's a big bridge down in the.
on the west side.
Getting all that lined out on paper is a lot cheaper than backup.
cheap on paper.
So I'm gonna go on hold
No,
until
it's not.
the board decides which way you guys wanna go, and you can re-engage.
Yep.
Just right.
Yes.
You're right on. Thank you.
Thanks, Roger, thanks, Caroline.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure, thank you guys.
So now, what is your last name now?
I haven't changed it on paper yet, so it's currently still Robinson.
What is it gonna be?
Is it
It will.
gonna be hyphenated?
No, it's gonna be Allen.
You go
Okay.
from Robinson to Allen? That's the same name practically.
It basically is. No big changes.
Like if it was McClambrock or something, like, hey, we went Irish, you know, or Italian, or like Lupino.
No, we're like.
Yeah.
I did a lot of clamor off.
Down Perry Equipment.
Yeah, well, yeah, they have the tractor,
Yeah, we did.
tractor pulls.
Rob Mack, still streaming?
Yes, yes, I need to shut that off.
You probably trimmed the last 10 minutes.
You're alive.
He wants to sit and watch us discuss.
You'd be amazed.
Yeah, we watched